Welcome back to Chrono Trigger. We still don't know where the heck we are, but it's definitely not 600 AD, I can say that much.
Yeah, it looks beyond anything we've ever seen before. Shifty eyes.
Whatever happened, I guess somebody dropped a whole bunch of nukes.
Looks like it. Damn. Yeah, well, I was going to reference a actual nation in real life, but then again, I'm like, nah.
Let's not go.
Yeah.
Let's not get too real here.
I was
Anyway.
about to say, like, let's not go there.
Anyway, in the last video, we were kind of forced to jump into a time gate because the Chancellor was going to kill us.
Yeah, kill us, and by kill us, he means then they just stand there until we jump into the portal.
Well, I mean, if they actually caught you and you got a game over, that'd be kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but then that'd be your fault. You're like, wow, I guess I really should have ran away from him.
Anyway, we can buy iron stuff. Mainly buy shelters and also get the auto gun for Luca because you're gonna need it.
Need all the firepower you're gonna get.
I do like the little touch that they had here, which will it'll make more sense once we figure out where we are. Like, you call this money? What the heck are you smoking? Anyway, got a maiden suit or iron suit because Luca is in desperate need of armor. Well, not anymore. Now Marl needs it. There we go.
Everybody's present and accounted for.
It's like, I love how, like, you go from one dungeon, you have, like, 20 defense, and, like, you have, like, 10 or 12 defense, and then you buy one piece of armor here and it jumps to 40. Like, Jesus Christ. This is why the game feels easier than most RPGs. Most armor in the second shop you get to doesn't raise your defense by 35. Unless it's Mario RPG.
Save money. It'll do you good, even though you call that piece of shit money.
That's what the guy at the other dome says. We don't listen to him. He's going kind of crazy. But yeah, even inside buildings, there's this weird fog. Whatever happened to this place?
I don't know, but
It's pretty fucked up.
whatever happened, everything has gone to shit.
Also, one of the most infamous lines: HMP restored, but you're still hungry.
And just everyone's defeated look as they look down, like, oh.
Oh.
There it is. That's a beautiful sound right there.
Sealed by a mistake. God damn it! Again.
I think that's the first time
I mean,
he
at
actually
least-
checked it.
Yeah, it's true. It makes more sense to check it here because this is technically the first time you're supposed to see a door like that.
Not to mention, it does kind of fit with the ominous atmosphere right here.
Yeah, for wherever that is. Man, it's so hard to feign ignorance with this game.
Can we just not feign ignorance? Because honestly, it's like a 20-something-year-old.
It's a 20-year-old game, and a lot of people know. We're in the future, and the future's really fucked up.
Now, we won't say just for convenience sake, we won't say what fucked up the future. We just know it's really fucked up.
Yeah, and we got new enemies here, which I don't get why they're like this. I don't get why there's squids and like mutant birds in a junkyard in the future. You'd think, with the fact that everything in the future is destroyed and humans are like barely surviving, how can monsters survive on the planet now?
I don't know, maybe they're like cockroaches.
This thing we're fighting is called a meat eater. There's clearly not very much meat left on the planet.
Well, there's humans. That's pretty meaty.
True.
I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. It's just like, look, it eats humans. It's a monster. Why not?
True. Anyway, this place is a little bit dangerous compared to Guardia Castle. You gotta watch out for those rats. They'll steal your tonics if you run into them.
Oh, yeah, I hate those fucking things.
Also, I'm about to do something kind of stupid. I got this Berserker item.
Oh.
Don't equip it right now.
Oh, yeah. It just, like, messes you up.
I'm going to equip it only because Past Me wanted to show it off, but be sure to take it off, because basically, if you've ever played an RPG before, Berserk basically is you don't get to control how you fight. You just kind of sit there and hope you do something right.
Isn't it something, it's just like it causes confusion and auto attack, but like your strength and defense is like...
Yeah, it doubles your attack, but you're berserked.
So like you could hit your allies as long. Yeah.
No, you can't hit your teammates. You just can't choose who Chrono's going to attack. Like right here. This is why I kept this battle in, even though it's taking a while. See, as soon as Chrono got an attack, he just runs up and attacks the guy.
He's like, "Fuck you."
And that's not necessarily a bad thing if Chrono is really strong and can one-shot things, but I prefer to have control over what I'm attacking.
And you may want to use a tech too, so...
Oh yeah, basically, if you're gonna put it on someone to test it out, put it on Chrono or Luca. Don't put it on Marl. Also, watch out for those craters. They can use an attack that hits your entire party, and it's pretty damaging at this point.
Yeah.
I think there's a mechanic where if the enemy can attack the crater and force it to use its eruption attack.
Yeah. I think that's what one of them could do, but at the very least, I don't think that other enemy that they were paired with would make very much use of it.
No, but just something to be careful of.
Yeah. And you were trying to grab that chest, weren't you?
I was. It is possible to do it if you run past it fast enough.
And may I say, like, no pun intended, these enemies are pretty beefy in terms of HP.
Oh, I mean, at this point, this is when the game starts to actually get hard.
Goddamn healing sons of bitches.
That's one of the reasons why.
I like
a meteor likes to use group.
Dude, that seems so appropriate. As soon as he healed, Chrono just turned to him. What the fuck you just do?
Well, that's what happens when you're berserked and you don't get a choice. I do like the added touch that when you're berserked, you're all red, so you can at least tell that you're berserked.
Yeah, either that or Chrono's been hitting the tanning salon a little too much. That's kind of what it looks like. He looks more brown than red, in my opinion.
I'd make a Dragon Ball reference, but I promised myself I wouldn't do that in this part.
The load sword.
Anyway, yeah, that's kind of why you don't want to buy the load sword, because you're just going to get one right now. Unless you're planning on selling the load sword. I made the mistake of buying one. At least you can sell the one you got in that treasure chest to get some money back.
Yeah.
But you can you can fight the dragon tank without the load sword and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just there for, like, added damage, I guess.
Well, it does make fighting the dragon tank a little easier, but I would say save the 500 gold. And we get a load bow. Yay! Marl finally gets a new weapon.
Yes.
She hasn't gotten a new... I mean, I know we didn't have her through the entirety of Guardia Castle, but we didn't even find a weapon for her in Guardia Castle. What the crap?
And it jumped from 9 to 20. That's good.
Well, I guess it's more like they're expecting you to buy a weapon for her when she's not on your team, but what's the point of wasting money on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
it's like I could have bought her a bow, but why get her a bow when I can get one for free? And do I cut this battle out? I don't remember. No, I don't. Probably because I gain a level after this fight. Or the fact that I want to show Chrono wrecking face by me not having to do anything.
Sire Goku wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Thank you, Chrono.
Now turn toward the healer.
Now, it would be nice if when he's berserked he can still use special attacks, but he doesn't.
He's just pretty much stuck with auto attacks, huh?
Because if I was actually controlling him, I probably would have used slash right there. Just so I can hit both of those guys.
Yeah.
But he does do more damage with the berserker on. It's just, is it worth it?
Well, maybe.
And that's completely up to you if you think it's worth it or not.
Yeah, well, it'd probably save you a little bit of time, especially if you do that toward endgame, where you get him with, like, his best weapon.
I don't think I've ever used the Berserker outside of as soon as you get here, because once we're done with this area, I usually take it off and then sell it, never use it again.
Yep.
Again, it's good. It's good for this section because a lot of these enemies you can just take out in one hit anyway.
And thankfully Marl got that one in one hit.
Again, with the projectile weapons, I think the further away you are, the more damage it can potentially do.
Yeah. I'd like to imagine, like, Chrono just being all weird during this part. Just like, as long as he has that Berserker equipped, like, he's just walking around completely normal. He's just like, oh, do. As soon as enemies...
No, he's just constantly walking. As he's walking, he's constantly gripping his sword, and he's just, like, glaring at everything. He's like, Chrono, are you okay?
I gotta slice something. Oh, God.
Yeah, and that's what happens if you get too close to one of those rats. They steal your tonics.
God damn it.
Thankfully, tonics are really cheap. And this is why you don't have the Berserker ring equipped. I screwed up.
Oh, I remember this.
These are shadows. And the reason why I'm annoyed is because shadows cannot be hit by physical attacks. You have to use techs.
Chrono's just like,
So
I will hit you
completely
someday.
worthless in this fight. So Chrono is completely worthless in this fight, and that was completely my fault because I forgot that these guys showed up on this screen. Otherwise, I would have taken the Berserker ring off before I came here.
But still, it's funny. It's just Chrono's like, it's like, well, slicing him didn't work. Maybe I'll try slicing him.
That's more like, God, man, that hurt. Now to use the exact same move again.
They have really low health, though, thankfully.
Yeah, I think they only have 10 HP.
But
So if I was controlling Chrono and I used Cyclone, they would have died in one hit.
Yep.
This is why I was like, nope, Berserker ring's going off. I completely forgot about these shadows.
Yeah, and if you somehow don't figure it out, I mean, like, I think some guy in the one dome we were in before and mentioned it's like there's enemies that don't get affected by weapons. Or like regular weapon attacks or something.
Yeah, there are people that warn you about it. It was just my fault for forgetting to unequip it. I had it equipped to show it off, and I forgot to take it off. Now I never have to do it again. Also, I think I need to get some new cables, because for some reason Dazzle keeps liking to glitch out on me.
Yeah. If anything, you should probably try to look into getting, like an HD PVR. Maybe.
Well, I mean, the Dazzle works fine. I think it's just the cables are getting old.
Yeah.
Prior to this part, I got some new cables to use, so maybe future parts won't be as glitchy here. Because as you saw there, I wanted to show off what was in that treasure chest, but for some reason it just kind of skipped right ahead of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything too important. It was probably like a shelter or something.
Yeah.
Oh well. Because I know it has nothing to do with my disc itself, because the disc is perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's probably just the way the data is being transferred to the Dazzle.
Maybe. Anyway.
Come on.
The majority of the enemies you're going to fight here are these shadows, so...
Would they be considered the ultimate life form?
No.
Alright, cool.
So as long as you have them in a straight line, use Flame Toss or use Cyclone, and you should take them out in one hit.
Seems simple enough. Oh, man. I've just been doing nothing but play Dragon Quest VII all weekend.
I just recently got myself Metroid Prime Federation Force, and I'm enjoying that, even though I suck at FPS games.
Yeah, and they really weren't lying with Dragon Quest when they said that it's like a really long game.
Well, most RPGs are about 40 to 60 hours,
And
not counting side quests.
I think I've heard that it's not unheard of just to take 100 hours just to get through the main story of Dragon Quest VII.
Well, that's assuming you're doing every possible thing all at once.
I think it's just because, like, the way the dialogue is paced. It's a little weird because I'm about like 9 or 10 hours into the game, and I barely got my 4th party member.
Ah. Well, I haven't played a Dragon Quest game since Dragon Quest 9, so...
Yeah, and it's because, like, you start out with, like, 3 party members, but, like, it takes you, like, 2 hours just to get to your first battle. And I was just like, damn, it's took me this long.
Speaking of battles, this mutant is the most annoying enemy you're going to be fighting in this area.
It is pretty big.
Mainly because he can steal your health and heal himself.
Oh, yeah. He just, like, latches onto you all like, give me that. There it is, just like that.
Like that, yeah. And it also doesn't help that he already has, like, 200 HP, so it's going to take a while for you to kill him already.
Yeah. And he's like, alright, who's my next victim?
If you want to take him out fast, just use a dual tech.
Yeah.
So, use Fire Sword on him and he should die.
Sweet, delicious fire sword.
At least I think he's weak to fire, don't quote me on that. I never really remember boss enemy weaknesses in this game, mainly because elemental weaknesses don't usually show up very often for this game.
But still, fire bad. Which mean fire good.
I mean,
no,
I know. I mean, elemental weaknesses are a thing in this game, I just don't ever need to use them half the time.
Not to mention, during, like, this beginning part, it's, not that important quite yet. I mean, magic plays, like, a bigger role later on, but for now, it's just like we really don't have access to very much of it.
Yeah, and here's where I was thinking, like, wait, did I forget something back here? Because I think I did.
Nah, that's...
My OCD is getting in my way.
You're like,
wait.
I missed this and that. Ah, shit. And the way I always saw things whenever I first played an RPG, I was just, look, if it doesn't lock me out of a certain area, like, yeah, I'll go back for it later. But then again...
That's what it was. I thought I missed the load bow for Marl, and I'm like, wait, no, I do have it. Never mind. That was the very first treasure chest I opened. Damn, my short-term memory. Even though it's not short-term memory, I was just being dumb. So anyway, we have a new dome, and it looks just as messed up as the last place we were in.
Doesn't even have any people in it. Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, they do.
There they are. They're just a little further in.
Is there an Enertron here? I could use an Enertron.
You guys have any food, too?
Dude.
It's like, well...
Too soon.
They're like, well, we have the children.
God damn it. Welp.
It says, oh, crap, you actually fought those monsters? Damn.
He's like, yeah, I got this. Oh, God!
Alright, this is kinda... pseudo-dungeon.
Yeah, this is when the game starts getting kind of dark.
Oh, yeah. Well, considering what they introduce, it's, pretty understandable.
Yeah. We're from the year 1000 AD. What makes you think we'd know what a computer is? Oh, wait, we apparently just know what technology is in this game.
I'd like to think that they just hand-wave it like, it's Luca.
I know, but it's so weird.
Considering what she's built up to this point, she built a teleporter, she built a freaking sentient robot that you could beat up for points.
That's my point. I think it would make more sense if that happens after this part of the game.
And I kind of thought it used to be weird at first, but then I remember, wait, it's Akira Toriyama. This is a guy who introduced, like, technology and dinosaurs in the same era.
Yeah. And he does that with with most of his stories, where he just kind of mishmashes a whole bunch of stuff, and you just kind of have to accept that it's a thing.
Yeah, it's like, it's the norm for these people.
Anyway, there's not much to... You can buy the same armor that you could get at the last dome here. Really, the only thing you'd want to buy here is healing items if you'd used up too many of them.
Yeah. And
always buy 5 shelters.
Yeah, you never know when you need them, and they are pretty damn useful when you do need them.
Very much so. I know, we just talked to the guy that said that.
So wait, did he say that the other guy said it, and then the other guy said that this guy said it?
I think so. I think they just recycled the same dialogue from both guys.
I know, but it seems weird. It's just all like, wait, if he didn't say it, and he didn't say it, then who really said it?
Maybe they just knew the same guy and he just happens to be dead.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyways, now I gotta figure out what the heck's going on here.
Well, they mentioned that there's like food down there, probably.
Yeah. Sometimes, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when I'm playing this on my TV, because this area is a little bit dark, plus the fogginess, it makes it a little hard to see where you're going.
Yeah.
It's like you can walk right past that sewer entrance and not even realize the ladder's there.
I like it's just like it's nice to see such spirited young people. It's like it's almost as if you come from a place where it's not fucked up.
Well, anyway, I don't remember if there was something that explained how to use that computer. You have to press L, R, and A to open that door.
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be like a hint somewhere around, like in these little things you're walking on.
Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't really played in a long time myself, so like I do know that there is a password you need to put input, but I think it's...
Oh, I remember. It does tell you. It's just, even if you know what the password is, you can't do it until the game tells you about it.
Yeah, this statue thing right here.
There we go. Anyone within the vicinity of the stockroom will be attacked. Shit. It's like, I remember you stupid rat. You stole my tonic. Give it back, you bastard.
It's like, give me back my tonic. Make me.
I gave him 5 tonics to paint my fence, and he never did it. Those tonics were lousy. Paint my fence! Make me.
Ooh, boss.
Oh, yeah. And just suddenly out of nowhere, okay, there's a security robot. Gotta fight it now.
How about we just run into the next room? And I don't think it can chase us. It looks pretty big.
I'm okay with sudden bosses. Mainly, but this is the first actual boss that's probably going to give you some trouble.
Yeah.
This is the Guardian and his 2 bits. The bits are just pretty much going to use the same laser attack that the Dragon Tank used, as well as the missile attack that the Dragon Tank used. Make sure you target the bits first, because if you attack the Guardian, they're going to use a triple tech attack on you, which really frickin' hurts.
Which pretty much introduces to like the player. You always want to take out what looks like the weaker enemies first before you deal with this bigger one, because if you don't, then you will screw yourself up. Like that.
Indeed. My recommendation is just keep Marl on heal. And worst case scenario, you do what I'm doing right now and just sacrifice a turn for Aura Whirl. You don't want your HP to go below 50 in this fight, otherwise you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, especially if you go for the Guardian first. Like, that will just take like half your health.
I mean, you can target the Guardian.
Yeah.
If you're doing... I guess there's no reason to hide this. There is a New Game Plus option after you beat the game that lets you transfer all of your stats over. And if you're doing a New Game Plus, by all means, just aim for the Guardian the whole time, because you're probably going to kill it in 3 hits.
Yep. It's like, yeah, you could tank a hit or two. It's just going to do like 1 damage to you at that point.
But this is what happens if you don't finish off the bits first. Because then because the bit amplifies the main one's attack, so you get hit for like double damage. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
But that's what Aura Whirl's for.
I just like that how this game has like dual text. It's just like you could heal your entire party. It's not just limited to offense. I always like that.
I do too. Again, the text system is one of my favorite aspects about this game. Anyway, once the 2 bits are destroyed, the Guardian's not going to attack you anymore. You just have to keep hitting it over and over again. However, it is going to revive the bits after a while, and it's immune to magic, so...
At the very least, fire.
That was me completely... Yeah, it's immune to fire. I completely forgot that it was.
Oh,
I'm not even going to...
Right, it starts counting down from 5.
Yeah, once it starts counting down, when it counts down to 0, it's going to revive the bits.
Let's kill it. Let's kill it.
Had I remembered that it was immune to magic, I probably would have been able to take it out in this cycle, but oh well.
Shit.
And if Chrono was actually capable of getting a critical hit for once, usually he gets criticals every 5 turns.
The 0.
It has nothing.
Oh,
there it goes.
Finally.
Speak of the devil. See, that's why that's why I want criticals, damn it. 150 damage. But nope, if you take too long, it revives the bits, and you just gotta repeat the whole process over again. He doesn't have that. I think he only has like 600 HP, so it doesn't take that long.
But still, like, if you try to deal with the bits and then try to deal with him afterwards, then you're just... I don't know. If it weren't for the bits, then you would have been dealt with this boss a lot quicker. Without, like, the counterattacks.
Again, it's... The first 3 bosses in the game are pretty standard. You just have Chrono beat the shit out of it, and then have Marl heal whenever he gets below 100 HP.
Yep.
That's how I've always done the first 3 bosses in this game.
Alright, time to fuck this guy up.
Yeah. The way I see it, it's right after this scene. It's right after this part of the game where the game starts getting really interesting.
Yeah.
There he goes. See, if I had not used that flame toss, he probably wouldn't have revived the bits again, and I would have beaten him
Not
much sooner. Oh,
well. What would have been worse is, like, after he revived the bits and then you tried dealing with them, the next hit that you dealt the Guardian with the Guardian would have killed it. That would have pissed me off. I'm like, really? I seriously just had to do one more hit?
I think if you kill the Guardian while there's still bits on screen, the battle ends anyway.
Yeah, because it's like, main guy's gone. Boom.
So we get to the food shelter, and everything's rotten. Fuck.
Shit.
Well, considering this place has been inactive for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And there's the guy that came to get... And there's the guy that went to get the food. Ugh.
Kinda to be expected. I'm like, shit.
An RPG in the 90s that references death multiple times. Damn squarehead balls. Seriously, they usually censor that kind of thing.
Well, at the very least, the Western translations usually did.
This is still Ted Woolsey. He usually censors that kind of thing.
Exactly.
I mean, look at Final Fantasy VI. Anyway, check that note, and now we can actually deal with that rat that we saw earlier. Speaking of which, there it is.
Give me back my tonic.
No, this is a different rat. So, it tells you can sneak up on it. Don't worry about trying to sneak up on it. Just run after it. Eventually, you're gonna catch up. Because if you hold down X to sneak up on it, then the second you take a step next to it, it's gonna dash away from you.
Shit.
This is one of the quote unquote mini games that I think is a little bit harder on the PlayStation version, only because the PlayStation's D-pad is a little more annoying to deal with than the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah, and suddenly this rat can talk.
Yeah. There, now we can use the computer in the other room.
And it says not to make any mistakes. So what's it gonna do? Drop a Guardian on us? Nah, and it won't.
It does make if you mess it up, I think it does make you fight something, but I think it's just like one of those stupid.
It would have been funny if it was
things.
one of if they just bust out another Guardian if you fuck that up. It's like, okay, we really shouldn't have messed it up.
That's pretty simple though. There we go. Now, well, and that's pretty much all we're doing for this part. We still have... So we're pretty much halfway done with this place. All we need to do is go into that room, and then we're pretty much done. There's only one more thing we have to do, which is figure out where we are in the first place.
I mean, we know what it is, but for your guys' sake, you'll figure out where we're at. Well, technically when we're at, but you know what I mean.
See you guys in the next part.
2300! What?